All right, working on 1.7. Oh, got time my shit. Working on 1.7. Multiplying rational numbers this time, not integers, rational numbers. So the numbers that are decimals, they're either terminating or they repeat, or it's just a fraction as well. So we're doing that. That's topic 1.7. Key concept here. It's the exact same rules apply to multiplying integers that apply to multiplying all rational numbers. Positive times a positive is going to equal a positive. And a negative times a negative is going to equal a positive. That was the same thing we saw last time. If the factor or the signs are the same, the product is positive. So if we got a plus times a plus equals a positive. Sorry, not plus, positive. Negative times a negative is equal to a positive. Opposite, just like it was last time. The signs are different, the product is negative. So positive times a negative is equal to a negative, or a negative times a positive is equal to a negative. That's the same thing, it doesn't matter. If I have 5 times 2 or 2 times 5, whether you have the one first or the other, it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, opposite, negative, same, positive. Let's do some practice with that. So Stella making a United States flag. She has fabric, red, blue, and white. It asks us, choose a length for the flag. Can't see it on the video here, and it's hard to read on the paper, but it says that this length of the blue, they divided that into fifths. And the blue is 2/5 the length of the flag. So the prompt here I wrote says, choose a length for the flag, and then what length will we have for the blue? Randomly, I'm gonna choose 5. I choose 5, I'm gonna say 5 feet. She's making a rather large flag there. About this tall, that's 5 feet. What is she going to need for that? So if she's got 2/5 of the whole length, so if this is 5 and she's using blue, it's going to be 2/5. So we can figure that out by saying 2/5 of. When you're reading these problems, when you see something that's 2/5 of something else, that means multiplication. So 2/5 of 5, what does that equal? Well, the way we multiply fractions, we can turn this 5 into a 5/1. So 2/5 times 5/1. To multiply fractions, I'm pretty sure you did that last year, and now we're just applying what we knew with how to multiply fractions to how to multiply positive and negative, and then also decimals and fractions and so on. So to multiply fractions, reminder is you just multiply across. If I've got 2 times a 5, we got 10. And then 5 times a 1, we got 5. And then this is just a regular division problem. 10 divided by 5 equals 2. So 2/5 of 5 feet equals 2 feet. So what length of blue fabric will she need for this flag? 2 feet. But then again, if you've ever made something, you might make mistakes or something, so it's probably better to overestimate. Whenever I'm buying stuff for woodworking, I always buy 10% more. So quickly, 10% of 2 feet, that's 24 inches. 10% would be 2.4 inches. So I would go 2.5 feet just to have enough in case I make a mistake. Oh, okay, this scrolling. It wasn't on this screen. All right, 2 hikers descend from the summit of a mountain. What is Petra's change in elevation? So Ben is change in elevation 1.2 meters, Petra is 3.5 times as great as Ben's change in elevation. So 3.5 times 1.2. Let's go ahead and figure this one out. So let's go down a little bit more. So we said 3.5 times 1.2. Let's go purple. It was actually, positive 3.5 times a negative 1.2. They were descending, so going down, so negative 1.2. So if we're going to start at, call it a break even where they were at. So we're going to go 1.2 meters on here. So just a little bit more would be 0.2. We're going to do that 3.5 times. So another 1.2 is going to be just about it is 2.4, but it's just about in the half. Next one is going to be just a little over 3.5. So each of these is 1.2. And we've done this 3 times now. We got to go 1/2 times. If you get rid of the decimal and think about this 1.2, you can think about it like 12. Half of 12, because we need to do one more, 1/2. Half of 12 is 6. So 0.6 more from here. So if this was 1.2, 2.4, 3.6, plus another 0.6, we should end up at 4.2. And it's all negative because we are descending or going down. So by doing it on a number line, this equals a negative 4.2. Now let's use our rules for multiplication to figure that out. So I'm going to switch to a blue. And I'm going to scroll up. Yeah, you can always pause there and come back to it if you need to see that information again. So let's scroll up. So 3.5 times negative 1.2. And what does that equal? Well, using our rules, we know that a positive times a negative is equals a negative. So our answer here is going to be a negative. Oh no, we're running out of time. So 35 times 12. 5 times 2 is 10, 2 times that is 6, I got a 7, carry the 1, so 1 times 5, 1 times 3 is 3. So this ends up being 4.20, or 420. We had 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places in our original problem. So we're at 4.2, goes over here. There we go, and it's negative because we carried that out there first. I'm trying to finish this video before you all get in here. I finished my lunch. That's my show. Next product, we got negative 5.6 times 2/5. We have a negative times a positive, so our answer is going to be a negative. 5, 2, 6, 5. We have 10 over 30, which simplifies down to 1/3. So this is a negative 1/3. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see that. This one gets tricky. Find the product of negative. So we have a negative times a negative. So our answer is going to be positive. So we got 0.3, which is equal to 3/10. That's the fraction there. And 11/30. So we can multiply across. This is going to become 33 over 300. 33 divided by 300. Oops. I think I wrote that backwards. I always get these the way that it should be done. Nope, I did it. 300 does not go into 33, it goes in there 0 times, so let's throw in our decimals. 300 goes into 330 once, times 300. Get 30, add another 0, bring it down. 300 goes into 300 once. We got 300, remainder of 0. So this is a terminating decimal here. So 0.11, or positive. So negative 0.3 times negative 11/30 equals a positive 11/100. Goodbye.